and welcome to the 67th London Santa Claus Parade presented by Southside Group, the London Lightning, and Adventures on Wonderland. I'm your host, Jess Brady, and I am thrilled to be here with you as we celebrate the start of the holiday season with a big old dose of festive fun. We're broadcasting live from Tech Alliance headquarters on Dufferin Avenue this evening, right in the heart of downtown London, and that's all thanks to the expertise of the team from iPowered Media. We are thrilled to be with you here tonight. We have 3 cameras stationed along the route this evening, and that means we're going to be able to bring you the very best shots from the whole parade for everyone at home. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm excited to be here with you again. This is my 5th year with the parade, which is quite an exciting event, I have to say, and we've gone through a lot over these 5 years, and I'm so excited that we're back in downtown London to be here with you. This year's parade theme is a Christmas light extravaganza. As you can see, the parade starting to move through the downtown. We've got our first group of folks. Our hardworking organizers tell me that this is actually the biggest year we've had in terms of the number of floats and entrants in the parade, which is fantastic. I think we have our folks from Oxford Renaissance Festival here moving through the area, which is great. We've got a whole bunch of lords and ladies, even a special royal Renaissance dog, it looks like, which is very exciting. A knight in shining armor as well. Now, Oxford Renaissance Festival is inviting you to come join them in September of 2024 for their 10th anniversary celebration. You can check out fairs.ca for all the details on that. They have jousting, they have all kinds of good stuff. There's the Queen waving regally to her subjects along the route on Queen's Avenue. That's where we're coming up to. It looks like we have some jesters, even a dragon there. Oh my goodness, that is a feisty looking Christmas dragon. Looks very friendly though. I don't think the knight's going to have any trouble with that dragon right now. And again, there's our Queen waving quite regally to everybody, and it's great to see them. And that's the thing, we have all kinds of folks who come out to the Christmas parade, the London Santa Claus parade, and that's what makes it so special. We have groups from all over southwestern Ontario and even further afield, I should say. Next up, we have our London Transit Holiday Bus. London Transit Holiday Bus is bringing the ugly Christmas sweater joy to this parade. As you can see, they've got dazzled up snowmen, reindeer, and Christmas trees on there, and that cozy looking bus is sending some warm holiday wishes to everybody. That's great. My goodness, look at all the lights on there. I love that. And seeing the year's holiday design from London Transit is always so much fun during the parade. Look at it go. Look, they even have a Christmas tree on the front there. That's usually for bicycles, but they have the Christmas tree firmly stationed there, and that's fantastic. So they've got their ugly Christmas sweater vibes going on. And next up, we have the folks from Lift Lighting London, and they are one of our major sponsors this year for the parade, which is fantastic. We love to see them. They've got 4 lighted arches, as well as their looks like a wonderful little Santa's house there and some Christmas trees. And the committee is thanking Lift London Lighting for all their support this year, and they have done such a wonderful job, especially with Santa's sleigh and the float associated with Santa. We'll tell you more about that in a little while, but as you can see, they've got a great setup there. And again, that's Lift Lighting London, and they are one of our major sponsors, along with McCormick and Access Storage this year. Again, major sponsors, so that's lovely to see them. Next up, we have our friends from Children's Health Foundation, and they have Dr. Barry Good, and they are moving through the crowd here. Looks like they've got a wonderful Christmas present that Dr. Barry Good is sitting in. A bunch of kiddos along for the ride too. Very on theme with those bright lights. Dr. Barry Good and Children's Health Foundation hope that everyone has a happy and healthy holiday season. That's for sure. Dr. Barry Good, it's a good thing he's got that nice big bear lining for himself, so he'll stay warm. Next up, who do we have but the Mocha Love Bugs? That's what I hear and see in the distance there coming up the route. Even a pup in that love bug there. They've got their decorated vintage Volkswagen Beetles, and they're driven by local Shriners. The Love Bugs help to raise money for Shriners Children's Hospitals by participating in events just like the London Santa Claus Parade. Look at, what a sweet pup. That's wonderful. Santa Paws, maybe, instead of Santa Claus on the route. That's great. So we have Children's Health Foundation and the Mocha Love Bugs back to back. We can see them moving through the parade route here, right at the corner of Dufferin and Queens also. And Waterloo, I should say. Dufferin and Waterloo. And like I said, we have 3 cameras throughout the route, and so we'll be able to grab all the great shots through the entire evening. Next up, the Golden Harp Steel Orchestra. You can hear the sound of the Caribbean, and you're not wrong if you do hear that. Golden Harp Steel Orchestra is right around the corner. They're playing Christmas songs with Caribbean flair, which never fails to get everyone dancing in the street as they pass by. The parade has a variety of musical performers coming up through the entire show here all over the parade, but let's take a listen to the Golden Harp Steel Orchestra. Doing a beautiful job. We have more fun musical acts coming up, so stay tuned for that. And Donaldson Home Services is responsible for sponsoring our musical acts this year, so thank you so much. Next up, we have McCormick Canada, one of our major sponsors of the parade. McCormick Canada, one of our longtime sponsors, and this year their theme for their float is Spicy Nights Under the Lights. And we should note that McCormick Canada has been chosen as the committee's choice for best float, so congrats to McCormick for that. There's Billy B, of course, always joining us for the parade. They even have some Northern Lights projected on their float there. Very cool. A skating rink, a DJ booth, and even some seats for their riders with some Christmas trees and campfire. It's great. So the folks at McCormick, you know, it's been rumored that they may even be handing out some gravy mix packets as well this year. So that will come in handy as we get into the holiday season and you're having big family dinners and such. So again, McCormick Canada, one of our major sponsors and the committee's choice for best float. So thank you so much. Next up, we have a nice little shout out to Best Western Lamplighter Inn for being one of our sponsors as well this year. Thank you so much for that. We appreciate you very much. Got folks rolling through with their wagons. I think that might be handing out the gravy packets, it looks like. Do you have any demi-glace? That's one of my favorites for sure. Demi-glace, I should say. We've got some more music playing, which is wonderful. There we go. And Cops Build All, the sign does not lie. They've been voted best corporate entry. Take a look at this. Cops Build All showing a streetscape of lighted houses with lots of lighted wooden trees and snowmen. How beautiful is that? You can create a beautiful holiday decor of your own with wood from Cops Build All. Who knows, maybe you even want to build one of their tiny houses that they have for sale these days. Pretty cool. And again, Cops Build All, winner of the Best Corporate Entry. Thank you so much for being here and also for being one of our sponsors. It's great to see so many people out along the parade route this year. We have kind of perfect weather for it. It's a little chilly, but it's not too cold yet. Hopefully some folks have brought some hot cocoa or whatever warm beverage will tide you through this and make sure that you stay nice and toasty warm. Next up, it looks like we do have the Grinch coming, and this may be to tee up our toonie toss, getting everyone ready for that. Wonderful to see that we have that, and be ready for that toonie toss because that is a wonderful way to give back and support the parade. This parade is run just by a small group of volunteers, and they really rely on donations from the community to keep it moving, to be able to book in all the great talent that we see throughout the evening. So if you're able, if you're here to toss in a toonie, then that would be fantastic. You also have an opportunity to donate online. I'll tell you about that a little bit later. And yes, we do have the Grinch. Look at him there. And he's ahead of the London Airport van we have going on here. But I think that Grinch is actually from Highland Cinema. That's where he's from. And he's supposed to have little Cindy Lou Who and Max with him to keep him on the straight and narrow. But the Grinch is handing out treats instead of taking them. So good stuff. The Grinch will stay warm with all his green fur. He won't get too chilly out there, so that's a good thing. There's Max in the wagon. There's Cindy Lou Who. Good stuff, waving to the crowd. Very good. And here we go. We have our folks from, it looks like we have, this is from the London International Airport. And so the team from the airport is here with us tonight, and they have a couple of vehicles with them. First is a flatbed that's lit up with the YXV airport code. And they also have their giant yellow fire truck, which is huge. Now, during the pandemic, some of you may remember that we actually did the 2020 version of the parade out at the airport on one of their runways. It was a reverse parade. where all of the different entries and floats stayed put and everyone drove through on the runway, which was really cool. And I gotta say, that was an ultimate test of my multitasking skills, driving, hosting the live stream, and keeping on track with all of the entries. But there are our friends at the London airport, and they are just wonderful. It's great to have them here with us today, and we thank them for their support during the pandemic as well, making that possible, that we could still have the London Santa Claus Parade, just in a different way, and it was COVID safe. So thank you for that. Next up, who do we have? It looks like we have the folks from Bell Point Dance and Movement Company, if I'm not mistaken. Looks like they're delighting the crowd with their dance routines, their festive routines. Very good. I am not sure how they managed to do this in the cold, and they go through the whole parade route dancing. They have between 40 and 50 dancers with them tonight, which is just fantastic. And they actually, at last year, won the Best Youth Group Entry, which is really great. So thanks so much to the folks from Bell Point Dance and Movement Company. We love to see you here. Look at those lighted wings that they have. That's spectacular. And their pickup truck is full of lights as well. This is very on brand for the Christmas light extravaganza theme. Next up, we've got Jag Properties. They are, big community members in Old South. Great to see them always along Waterloo Road. Jag Properties has 2 trucks decorated with us tonight. One, we look like we have an inflatable Santa on the back there with lots of lights. Santa's in his chimney and he's waving to everybody, as are the folks from Jag who are walking along the parade route too. So great to see them. Again, they are strong members of the Old South community right down in the heart of Waterloo Village. Nice to see them. Jag Properties. Looking like everyone's in good spirits there too along the parade route. Taking in all the sights and sounds. Oh my goodness, now we've got a unicycler who's also juggling. My goodness, that takes a lot of talent. I don't know how someone could do that, especially for such a long stretch along the whole parade route. My goodness. Looks like they're right next to Jag Properties as they are moving along the route. Doing a great job. Oh, there's also a bicycle there with some lights on it too. Very cool to see that. Next up, it looks like we have the Xiangguo Marching Band, and this group has been with us for many, many years, and they're actually from the GTA. So they come to us and make the journey from the GTA to see us every year, which is fantastic. So we're going to listen to Xiangguo now. And again, that's Xiangguo Marching Band from the GTA doing a marvelous job, and lovely to see them joining us. Next up, we have Southside Group, and of course, Southside Group is one of our presenting sponsors this evening, and they've also been named Best Group Entry, so congratulations to Southside Group. Lovely to see them. They've got some polar bears and some penguins and even a reindeer on that float. Fantastic. And London Lightning members are here as well because they are also presenting sponsors. And also there's a very special member of the Southside Group that is also with the parade this year, and that's none other than Londoner and Olympic gold medalist Damien Warner. Very exciting to have Damien join us for the parade and waving to folks along the route. Everyone is so proud of Damien here in London, and for good reason. Wonderful ambassador, very accomplished young man, and we're excited for him to be here with us tonight. And the Santa Claus Parade Committee thanks, of course, Southside Group for all their contributions and their support support throughout the years of the London Santa Claus Parade. Next up, looks like we've got Santa and a reindeer helping him to get out of out of a chimney there, which is a very creative inflatable ornament. Very good stuff. Next, we have two small men with big hearts moving company, and they have a Santa's workshop float with them. Their elves have been hard at work making this, and you can probably see some really, really great gifts that are on their way to children in that workshop. So this is wonderful. It looks like now we are going back to the Wet Paint Express, if I'm not mistaken. And now this is a wonderful not-for-profit initiative for local artists. And this was a bit of a preview at the Western Fair back in September. But this is all about connecting local youth who are interested in artwork with different folks in the community who are artists. And it's teaching them how to get involved and how to tap into their creative talents, if you will. And so many local artists have been involved in this process. I believe it's about 6 or 7 that are part of this. And so they have painted peanut trucks, if you will, those large carts that are used to collect peanuts. And those are from Picard's, if I'm not mistaken, those very large bins. And so the artists that are local, they got together and they designed different paintings for them, which is beautiful. And so it's lovely to see that, absolutely. And it's just a great testament to all the wonderful creative folks that we have here in the City of London. And it's wonderful to see them. So it's great that everyone gets a chance to take in those displays. And it's really wonderful to see all the talent that is in this city for sure, and our region in general. So that is a wonderful thing, absolutely. And do keep in mind that there will probably be, I think, more of those displays in the coming days. You might see them around. It's beautiful. I know Soft Flirt, a local merchant and artist, was involved in designing some of those carts, which is wonderful. Next up, it looks like we have our Home Depot float, which is great. And they have a Frosty on there. They have a raccoon by the looks of it. And they have been named Best Theme Float. So thank you to Home Depot for being here tonight with this beautiful creation. They even have an Eiffel Tower on there and a few Christmas trees. It is just beautiful to see, and wonderful to see that commitment from the community to put something beautiful into the parade for all of the little ones and families and folks who are down here to see it today, which is a beautiful thing. Sending Merry Christmas wishes out, which is wonderful. And this looks like we have the Shelley Raston Band, country music rockers. Let's take a listen.
You will get a sentimental feeling when you hear voices singing, let's be journey. The halls would burn around Christmas tree, have a happy holiday. Everyone dancing merrily in you.
Next up, we've got Little Obie and the CN safety train. So Little Obie is a scale model of the CN locomotive, flat car, and caboose. He travels all over to help keep children safe and help to educate them about the dangers of playing near railway tracks, trying to promote safety. So that's Little Obie, CN's safety train. And we can still hear a little bit of the Shelley Raston Band there, I think. Next up, we've got the London Professional Firefighters. And they, of course, are a crowd favorite for many, many years. Not only do they have their aerial fire truck, an antique fire truck, and a mini fire truck, they're also handing out candy canes to everybody along the route, which is wonderful. Also, the fire department and the Firefighters Association, they do a wonderful job of collaborating with the London Food Bank. They collect non-perishable goods along the route every single year, and they collect that and they give it to the London Food Bank so that they can help folks who are experiencing some tough times and maybe food insecure at that moment. So this is a wonderful way to give back to the community, and they are rounding the corner there with Access Storage. Access Storage, of course, is one of our other major sponsors this evening. Thank you so much to the folks for their generous support. And yes, so you can hear the sirens of those fire trucks. Let's take a listen. Couple of quick notes. That large fire truck you just saw there, its name is T-Rex. Looks like it's pretty state-of-the-art if you ask me. Very cool. Also, just to let you know, as we were talking about that food collection, during last year's parade, we collected 5,387 pounds of food for the London Food Bank, which you can see here. They're coming up with their float pulled by London Hydro, supporting that. So it's wonderful to see the impact that folks in this community have. And I know that the folks from the food bank are ever so grateful for the continuous support from the community. It doesn't really matter what's going on in the rest of the world or in our city. Londoners rally round and they know that folks are in need, and so they do their best to help out. And so last year, 5,387 pounds of food collected during the parade for the London Food Bank, which is phenomenal. We love to see it. Next up, it looks like members of the Western Mustangs cheerleaders. My goodness, doing some very impressive lifts there. I don't know how they do that. They manage to do their flips and lifts and all kinds of things. Takes a lot of talent, especially when it's cold and dark out. So way to go to the Western cheerleaders. Look at them. I don't know how they're walking along the route like that. It's very impressive. A lot of hard work goes into all of the cheerleading training and competitions, and that's why they're 35-time PCA national champions, by the way. Way to go. And so the Western cheerleaders are just in front of the Western University Marching Band. We'll hear from them in a moment. Also, another thank you to Donaldson Home Services for sponsoring all of our musical acts this year. Here's the Western Marching Band. Let's take a listen. Necessary to not only play musical instruments, but then be in a marching band for it. My goodness. Kudos to Western's marching band. Thank you for being here tonight. I believe this is our London Hydro float and their Nutcracker in Toyland theme. So London Hydro has been an enthusiastic participant in the parade for many years now. Last year, they won the committee's choice award for their float. And this year, their float, again, has the theme of Nutcracker in Toyland, which is fantastic. So thank you so much for being here with us. Next, we have the Factory, 100 Kellogg Lane. And as we know, if you haven't been to Kellogg Lane yet, please do, because it's so much fun there. They have activities for basically everybody, all ages. We have Rennie the Rooster, along with the Factory truck and their walking team. The Merry Market at 100 Kellogg is becoming very popular through the holiday season. They are going to be doing that starting November 30th for 3 weekends in a row. So it's a great spot to get all of your holiday shopping done. Again, that's the Merry Market at the Factory, 100 Kellogg Lane. Looks like we have the folks from Donaldson Home Services, and of course Donaldson Home Services are our sponsors for our bands tonight. They're doing a great job. They've got Rudolph on the top of their truck and also a Frosty the Snowman and some very enthusiastic team members waving to the group. Great to see Donaldson Home Services. Thank you so much for your sponsorship. So generous, and we appreciate that support immensely. So this has been just a wonderful parade so far. The floats are moving through at a very quick pace. I have to say, it's putting me through my paces. I have to keep on top of all of the entries, but it's wonderful to see such just beautiful holiday spirit. I wanted to take a minute to say hi to a few people that I know are watching, including Evie and Austin at home with Mom Sarah and Dad Nolan. So it's lovely that you're tuning in. Thanks so much. Also Everett and Abigail and Hudson and Charlotte and Peyton and Jack and Avery as well for tuning in. Thank you so much. It's great that you're here with us. Again, look at the folks on the Donaldson Home Services truck. They look like they're having a great time with Rudolph there. This is just a wonderful, wonderful time tonight. It's so much fun to see everybody having a great time, smiling faces on the side of the road. And thanks so much again to also London Police for making sure that we have the roads blocked off and keeping everybody safe tonight. We appreciate all of your efforts very, very much. There's a live look as the parade moves towards City Hall along Dufferin Avenue. Very good. Seeing lots of folks there. We're certainly hitting that theme nicely of the festive light extravaganza as everyone has just tons of lights on their floats. It's beautiful to see. So much fun. And I have a feeling that this is the folks from Bob Noxious joining us on the parade route. Bob Noxious is kind of like a London Christmas staple. I have to say, they have unique songs, they stick with ya, and they definitely put you into the holiday spirit. And so we can see Scorzy on the float, and we are seeing him waving to the crowd and getting everybody hyped up. And oh, it looks like we may also have a bunch of folks who are tuning in and sitting there. We've got Taz from FM 96 on the float too. I think we're going to take a listen.
The EOA Sasquatch is here. You don't need to cover your ears, buddy. This is dancing music. You ready? Let's give her with our good friends who have been rocking the parade for 17 years, Bob Noxious.
We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
And following Bob Noxious, we have our media sponsor, Cars, and of course, Chorus Entertainment is our media sponsor this year. Thanks so much to the folks there in TD Towers. You'll see Cars and folks from FM 96, 103.1 Fresh Radio, Country 104, and there are also some folks from 980 CFPL here tonight, I am sure. But again, Chorus Entertainment, our media sponsor this evening. Thanks so much for being here. We also have the folks from Bowler Mountain. As you can see, they have a bubble machine going instead of their snow machine, which is great. Having a lot of fun with that. Who doesn't like bubbles? I tell you, I think it's a wonderful thing to see that. And they're doing a great job with us here for the parade. They've got their snow mover also, and a big old Christmas tree and a spotlight. This is great. The folks at Bowler always have a wonderful time. I know they're probably waiting for snow to arrive so that they can get those runs open for folks to get their skis on and get ready to go, and their snowboards, I should say. We also have the folks from Waste Connections. They have a lightly loaded float today. Waste Connections float is a roll of truck covered in lights that flash in time to their music. There are 20 yard bins on the truck with people standing in it wearing assorted Christmas themed attire. Look at them go. That looks great. Thanks so much to Waste Connections for being here tonight. Their truck is just beautiful. Those lights are really showing off. This has been such a lovely evening so far. It's going by so quickly. I know I said that before, but it is really quite something. Thank you so much for joining us. This is the 67th London Santa Claus Parade, of course, presented by Southside Group, the London Lightning, and Adventures on Wonderland. Our major sponsors this evening are McCormick, Lift Lighting London, and Access Storage. And it's just been so much fun to see everybody coming together and enjoying the start of the holiday season. This always really does kick off things in London, I feel like, and it kind of gets you into the mood for the holiday season. Maybe you start playing your Christmas music. I know 103.1 Fresh Radio has their Christmas music running constantly now until after December 25th. So if you need a little boost of the holiday spirit, you can tune in to 103.1 Fresh Radio for that. Next up, we have the folks from Dance Extreme. They always bring out the best of their talent, which is everybody, of course, and they delight the crowds along the route of the parade. And so they have some very unique decorations with them. Oh, looks like they're going to start their dancing, which is fantastic. Look at them go! Bustin' and move. Good for them. Oh, to be that young again, to dance in the street. Look at them go. Now, you may also notice on the Dance Extreme float that the Olympic rings are on that float. You may be wondering, why would Dance Extreme have Olympic rings? Well, it's because they've been invited to perform at the 2024 Olympics in Paris. How exciting is that? Very cool. Congratulations to the dancers and their teaching staff. Going to be quite an adventure. Again, the folks from Dance Extreme. Let's take a listen.
Help me celebrate it with everybody near. Friends so dear, let me celebrate it. Joy to the world and everyone lift up your hearts and feel the love. It's our favorite way to spend a holiday. We can get a cozy by the fire, turn the music up.
A lot of happy faces there, staying warm as they move through the parade route, doing a great job. And again, the folks at Dance Extreme heading to the Paris Olympics next year, invited to perform there. Very cool. And there's their float with all their lights and the Olympic rings.
Let me celebrate it. Joy to the world and everyone lift up your hearts and feel the love. It's our favorite way to spend a holiday. Yeah. Give it up for Dance Extreme, everyone.
That's right. Give it up for Dance Extreme. Doing a wonderful job. We are getting close to the end of the parade, and you know what that means. That means the man of the hour, Santa Claus himself, is almost going to join us on the live stream, and you're going to see his glowed up float, which has been renovated and refurbished, and it's going to look great. So we'll have details on that coming up. But also, the folks from Canada Post are coming along the route shortly, and they'll be collecting letters to Santa. That's right. It's one of the great things that we do here at the parade. We collect those letters for folks so they can send them off to the North Pole, and Santa can take a look at them when he gets back after the parade. And there are the folks from Canada Post. Canada Post elves working hard at this time of year, getting ready for the rush of letters that they'll receive, making sure that they all make it to the North Pole in time for Santa to read them and answer them and send them back. I can't imagine how many letters they must receive overall, but I hear that last year, nearly 700 were collected at the parade alone. So that's a really great start for Santa to bring those back up to the North Pole with him once he leaves London from the parade. So now is the time. If you haven't done your Santa letter yet, get to drafting it. See what it is that you would like. There are wonderful folks from Canada Post along the route, some really spiffy hats and headbands we see there. They're giving me a run for my money with my poinsettia headband. I like those elf ears. Thank you so much to the folks from Canada Post for being here, collecting those letters along the route. And I think they're also maybe giving out some candy too, which is awfully nice. Lots of cheery faces sitting along the sides of the parade route tonight. Again, we really lucked out with the weather. Nice that it's not too cold. And the lights are shining beautifully this evening. It's one of the things that makes this parade so special is that it is held at nighttime when the lights really show off, and there's just that extra magical touch to it. Oh, that looks like we have Mrs. Claus out on the route saying hi to everybody. What a lovely way to preview what's to come with Santa. Nice of Mrs. Claus to join us. And again, we just wanted to say a big thank you to all of the volunteers who take part in making this parade happen every single year. So that's the folks on the London Santa Claus Parade Committee, as well as all of the other volunteers who are here, the marshals who have, donated their time. And here is the man himself. Here's Santa Claus on his refurbished float, and it is lighting up the night. My goodness. Look at Santa. He's so well lit. It's amazing. And that's thanks to Lift Lighting London, one of our major sponsors. Those reindeer also look beautiful. Thank you to the PA shop for helping to keep Santa's float full of music and fun tonight. It's just wonderful. Karen Thody also from the parade committee did wonderful work giving all of those reindeer a nice little spruce up. They had some spa days, those reindeer did. And that's thanks to Karen Thody for making them so beautiful. Also, Cheryl LG from Lift Lighting London. Cheryl and her team have just done a spectacular job with the float. It is beautiful. Santa's house looks gorgeous, and Santa is doing a great job waving to all of the little ones through the downtown as he progresses along his route. And also just a quick mention that Lift Lighting London does exterior lighting for homes and businesses in the London area. Their displays are, just gorgeous, and they will set your home apart from the rest if you happen to have the good fortune of working with them. So thank you so much to Lift Lighting London, one of our major sponsors. There's Santa. Let's take a look at how he's doing. And there he is. He's going to be collecting all of those Santa letters from the folks from Canada Post as he moves through the downtown and gets ready to go back to the North Pole. And this is very exciting. It's great that Santa is able to come to London to start off the holiday season and get a chance to see everybody before the work begins up at the North Pole. Although from what I hear, there is a lot of work that happens year round at the North Pole. I've had the chance to speak to Santa a few times in the past, and I'm lucky to know that, they're working hard all the time at the North Pole. But this has just been a wonderful evening. So great to see everybody here at the London Santa Claus Parade, the 67th edition, of course, presented by Southside Group, the London Lightning, Adventures on Wonderland as well. Thank you so much to our major sponsors from this evening, McCormick, Lift Lighting London, Access Storage, and to Donaldson Home Services for sponsoring all of our bands this evening. My goodness, we had so much music, and it was so lovely to hear it and have people dancing on the side of the parade route, all of that good stuff. So thank you to Donaldson Home Services for that. Our media sponsor tonight, Chorus Entertainment, thanks for being here along with Bob Noxious. Always great to hear that music through the holiday season. And of course, that's FM 96, 103.1 Fresh Radio, Country 104, and 980 CFPL. We also want to make sure that we say a big thank you to the many other sponsors that we've had this evening. Driver Seat Shuffle Services, Best Western Plus, Lamplighter Inn and Conference Center, Pete's Pizza, Drulo, KKP, Ross Towing, who has done a wonderful job helping us out with iPowered Media, making sure we were ready to go for our live stream. And also we want to say thank you to Hully Gully, to the art department at HB Beale Secondary School. Fantastic to have you involved with the parade again this year. Target Outdoor, Forest Lawn Funeral Home and Cemetery, Logan Funeral Home, and of course Tech Alliance, where we have been headquartered all evening. And Tech Alliance has just done such a lovely job of welcoming us into their space. And just to let you know a little bit about Tech Alliance, they are of course a group that empowers tech companies and entrepreneurs with free coaching and advice services to grow Canada's vibrant tech community. So thank you so much. They are of course located right here on Dufferin Avenue, and it's been a pleasure to be here tonight with them. Also wanted to say a big thank you to the folks at iPowered Media, the folks who made this live stream possible, and it's just so wonderful to work with them. And want to say a very big shout out to Dave and to Mike, David, Dawn, and Chloe for being here this evening and being outside on our 3 cameras and making sure everything runs properly in here. They've been chatting with me in my ear all through the evening, and I would not be able to do this without them, I should say. So thank you so much. We also wanted to make sure we said a big thank you to RHE Audiovisual and, like I said, Ross Towing and Transport for their support. This has been a fabulous evening. So excited to be back here with all of you. Thank you so much for tuning in. And again, to the London Santa Claus Parade Committee, thank you for your work. I know that the committee extends its thanks to everyone involved tonight, all of our sponsors, all of the volunteers. It's been such a pleasure. They work hard every single year to make this a reality for the city. And if you're able to help them out with a donation, that would be fantastic. If you head over to the London Santa Claus Parade website, go to the Contact Us page, and you can see the email that you can send them a donation with. So thank you so much again for all of your support, for tuning in tonight for our live stream. It's been wonderful to join you. Thank you so much. I'm Jess Brady, and we will look forward to seeing you again next year in downtown London for the next Santa Claus Parade.